Yesterday, it's all about the Saints. 38-28, they rallied from 2 touchdowns down in the first half to defeat the Tennessee Titans in Nashville. Big day again for Jared Cook with 2 touchdown catches, but the day belonged to Mike Thomas as Thomas had 12 catches for 136 yards and 1 score. As we told you inside of headlines, Thomas is shattering receiving records in the NFL. Yesterday, he took over the control of the single season catch mark, defeating Marvin Harrison, a record that stood for 17 seasons back in 2002 when Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning
I remember it.
had a great season. I remember it too. Now with Mike Thomas, he's up to 145 catches on the season. We told you now that Thomas has already shattered that NFL record for catches in the first 4 years of a career. He now has 466 catches, which is 66 ahead of Cleveland's Jarvis Landry,
66.
who is in second place.
That's a full season worth of catches. He's a full year ahead of any of his counterparts in NFL history.
To a caveat on that stat, Thomas needs just 16 catches to pass Landry for the most catches in the first 5 seasons of a career. Thomas over the weekend also passed Randy Moss.
Those playoff stats will count. Now, they may not count for like a regular season record, but like career. The playoff numbers will add to that.
Thomas also passed Randy Moss on Sunday for the most receiving yards through the player's first 4 seasons in the NFL. Thomas has led all NFL wide receivers in catch rate over the past 2 seasons, catching nearly 85% of the footballs thrown his way. People, that is tough to do on air.
And think about it this way, too. When you've been game planning for the New Orleans Saints for the last 3 years, who else have you had to worry about? I mean, we'll talk about the emergence of Jared Cook is really starting to help here because if you hyper-focus on Kamara, if you hyper-focus on Thomas, now they have that third piece that they can go to. But, like, for the majority of Thomas's career, Jordy, he's been the guy, and there's been no other threat. And yet he still manages to produce at this rate.
Not only did Thomas set the NFL record for the most catches in a single season, he now also has the most receptions over 2 years in the league. As we said in headlines, Antonio Brown used to have that record. Brown had 265 catches between 2014 and 2015 in Pittsburgh. Thomas, with his 12 catches yesterday, now has 270 receptions over the last 2 years with 1 game left in the season. So if you're keeping track at home, Thomas's record stat sheet right now reads like this. He's got the most games with 10-plus catches in an NFL career. He's got 90. He was the fastest to 90-plus catches in the team's first 10 games. He's the fastest to 400 catches in a career. He's got the most in 4 years catches in an NFL career. He's got the most receiving yards in 4 years in an NFL career. And over the weekend, as we said, he broke the single-season receiving record that stood for 17 seasons with Marvin Harrison.
So I don't feel bad at all now about getting hyperbolic there in the headlines and talking about Jerry Rice and evoking the name of Moss and the other all-time greats because that is a man who is clearly on his way to being an all-time great. And Jordy, I can't help it, man. I know that people are probably sick of these, but it's another pinch-me type of moment. Think about the last 2 weeks, what you've witnessed. Burrow winning the Heisman by an unprecedented margin, your quarterback in college, the wide receiver Jamar Chase winning the Biletnikoff, the first time a quarterback wide receiver tandem's done that since 94. You follow that up with Drew Brees becoming the NFL's all-time touchdown leader. And then you follow that up with Mike Thomas becoming the NFL's all-time single-season catch record holder. So, I mean, just record after record, offensive, quarterback, wide receiver. It's unreal what Louisiana football fans are getting to experience right now.
All right, here's Mike Thomas yesterday after the records were falling, talking about breaking the single-season mark.
To be honest, it doesn't really mean nothing. We got the victory. We're trying to play and go to a championship right now, and at the end of the season, we'll look up and see all the things that we accomplished. But right now, we're focused on one common goal, and that's a championship.
And you know, you can say that's lip service, and I'm sure it means a little more than he's letting on, but I mean, Sean Payton claims that he didn't even know that the record was in play until he figured out right before he got on the podium. So just like we have seen the culture that Ed Orgeron has established, which, by the way, Bruce Feldman has a really good article in The Athletic today talking about Orgeron's culture and what he's done as the head coach of LSU. But just like that culture, the one team, one heartbeat, put the blinders on, all that stuff, that has seeped down to the players. Sean Payton's focus, too, has seeped down to this Saints team.
More from Thomas yesterday after breaking Marvin Harris's mark.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Tremendous player, Hall of Fame player. I actually know his son, who's actually going to Ohio State, who has a bright future as well. A guy that I got to know this offseason who's going to be real special, and I'm excited for him to go to Ohio State. And Marvin is just, it's not many bad things you can say for him. He's a real professional, way he went about his business. And just to be in this position right now, it's a blessing. I don't take it for granted, but the fact that we still have more goals as a team, as far as like not the individual stuff that comes along with it, I would be selfish to be like, oh, you know, I just caught all these passes and did all this. Ultimately, I was catching passes to win the game, to help my team, to be in the position we're in now. So I just want to keep catching passes and end up where we want to be.
More from this is Sean Payton yesterday talking about the overall win for New Orleans.
Look, it was good to get a win. Be it we started off slow. We struggled in a lot of areas to start the game, and it was frustrating. I thought defensively after those 2 touchdown drives, I thought we really did a few things to get that momentum shifted, and then special teams gave us some great returns today, and then offensively we finally got going and thought we played better in the second quarter and then better in the second half. So it was a good win to get on the road. It's a good football team we played.
Yeah, and so let's talk about the game itself a little bit, Jordy, because I loved this win, and it was interesting watching the reaction on social media as the game is going on. Of course, people getting very upset with how that game started, and even now, people kind of talking this morning about how the defense isn't any good or this or that. Look, the NFL is really hard to win in. I don't care who you're playing, right? Let's look at the Seahawks. They just lost at home 27-13 to the Cardinals, and Kyler Murray barely played in the second half. And that's a Seahawks team that is in the race for a 1 seed, for a 2 seed. Now they're not going to get it, but they were, right? So you can fall to anybody. The Titans are a good team, Derrick Henry or not. And so to be on the road, to go down 14-0 like they did, basically be down 14-3 the entirety of the first half, and then come back and be in the position where you're up 10 and you're applying that pressure on Tennessee, and credit the Titans for finally getting a couple scores back late, but the Saints constantly finding ways to make plays, extend that lead. So going on the road, struggling the way they did to start, and then coming back and winning by 10, that, in my opinion, is very impressive. I mean, even look with 4 minutes left, when you have the fake punt, it's drawn up perfectly, and it's all good. Oh, my God, what a play. And then you drop that. That felt like that was a game setting up for heartbreak, and yet this time the defense said no more. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson comes up with a huge play. He continues to get better and better, and it sets you up for the clinching TD. So I love the team aspect of this win. Everybody had a hand, and the fact that you fell early, it was on the road, that was huge. The playoff championship caliber team. I love Jared Cook really continuing to come on here lately. 3 catches, 80-plus yards, 2 scores, and he did it in 2 different ways. First touchdown, the 61-yarder, showed off the wheels with the stiff arm. Great block by Alvin Kamara on that play. If you go back and you watch the replay.
Great block.
Great block. And that ended up really, I think, like football gods awarded that karma by Kamara then finding the end zone for the first time in a while.
He looked good yesterday. He had some bounce to him.
He had an explosion that felt like it hadn't been there recently.
A couple of things to add on to your points. I cannot believe that NFL special teams coaches still kick to Deontay Harris.
Yeah, Pro Bowler. I mean, he's showing you why.
he is a true weapon back there. I mean, in an art or a play scenario, the NFL kickoffs or football kickoffs, which has really become it's almost become
a lot of times it's run of the mill
anymore, right? The Saints have a playmaker back there. How about Taysom Hill throwing the record-breaking catch for Thomas? I mean, he's got a catch yesterday. He's got a tackle. He's got another just all-around effort day for number 7 in white.
And he should have had that first down on the fake punt.
Yeah.
He's just he's a football Frankenstein, and I know it's Frankenstein's monster, but it doesn't sound as good. So chill out. Cook, he had the first touchdown with the speed, second touchdown in traffic. He looks great.
That thing came in hot on Hardy.
It did? Yeah, it did. I mean, Hill's got a cannon. And then, as you said, man, getting Kamara to get in the end zone twice, over 100 total yards. He's been needing that kind of breakthrough. Hopefully that continues. That's a very important part of the year. And my final kind of thought that I had was simply that I'm impressed with the Saints defense, given the pieces that they have lost, to still be able to perform the way they are. 5 sacks yesterday. and now you're one game away from a 13-3 season. And, well, I know we teasing. I don't know if we have time now. We still need to talk about the actual playoff scenarios. The bottom line, if you want the 1 or the 2 seed, the bottom line is that you need the Packers to lose. That is it. That's all you need to worry about right now. There are other scenarios, but that's your best path forward. You need the Packers to lose. And tonight, they are going to Minnesota for Monday Night Football. So all Saints fans need to be huge Kirk Cousins fans tonight.
Skull.
He's getting his first win. He's 0-8 on Monday Night Football. It's happening tonight. He's finally getting that first win. He's due. That's all that means.
We're going to Atlanta next. Marty Smith jumps aboard OTB.